up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Looking at a folder here that I've been working on for several weeks titled Dark Sky Objects. You can see the folder is finally empty. I've condensed all of the videos into one video that we're going to take a look at here in just a second. We're going to start off with what looks like a portal above the White House, of all things. Very bizarre footage you'll definitely want to stick around for. But first, over here at the home page of the website, today's feature photo sent in by Lori Penner. Not sure of the location, possibly Canada, of a recent aurora outbreak. Beautiful photo once again, sent in by Lori Penner. And looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, saw a large M-class solar flare about 24 hours ago. Another small M-class, but no X-class solar flares now in just over a week. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, you can see that could change at any time. Get a load of all these sunspots in active regions. I mean, the Earth-facing side of the sun is just loaded with activity, so look for activity to increase here in the next few days. Looking at the Schumann resonance, all quiet really the last 3 or 4 days. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. For some reason, we're seeing an absence of data at the Old Faithful seismograph. Very heavy magma intrusion at the Soda Butte, Moose Creek, and Hawks Rest seismographs. Even over here at the east entrance, the dark blue represents magma intrusion, and seeing some earthquake activity up here at the Upper Falls seismograph in the last couple of hours. Small activity, but nevertheless, that's activity at a supervolcano. Speaking of activity, we're going to the skies of your star Earth. Here we go, starting off with what's being described as a portal above the White House. This video was shared with me just a few days ago. It has narration, and here we go.
Video was taken in July 2024 via the White House live cam on the web, and you can see it fluctuating in color. I didn't do anything to this video, I just recorded it, but it appears to be some kind of a portal. This was above the White House over the course of several weeks in July. I haven't checked it recently, so it may still be there, but it was there. Some nights it was bigger. There's a large one above it, and then a brighter one below it. So you can play with the lighting and figure it out. But thank you, Mr. MB333.
Faces every day.
That video footage was sent in by Angelique of some sort of a anomaly showing up in the footage here of a webcam that monitors the White House and Washington Monument. That is indeed very mysterious. I don't know if that's some sort of a bizarre reflection or two. That is indeed very interesting, and according to Angelique, and you could hear somebody else in the background talking too about this mystery above the White House, apparently it was visible for the entire month of July. Thanks for sharing, Angelique. Really appreciate that. This next segment is for educational purposes, just in case you guys have never seen one of these in the nighttime sky. Video footage sent in by Robert of a Starlink satellite train. That's an excellent view of a Starlink. Bright, very shiny. Sometimes they're like that when they're just released into low Earth orbit. Those will eventually span out, and you won't even be able to see them in the nighttime sky. And these next series of videos were sent in by John Vogt of Mysterious Lights in the Nighttime Sky. This entire folder was full of videos of basically the same thing, mysterious lights in the nighttime sky from various locations all around the world. And here we go. This was an excellent observation by John. What you're going to see here in just a moment would be, if these were airplanes, a clear aviation violation, because this object, whatever it may be, and it's not an airplane, flies directly in front of that object. Can you imagine if those were passenger planes? That's clearly a safety hazard. Planes don't fly in front of planes like that. These weren't making any noise. These two right here all of a sudden become stationary. Airplanes don't do that. They basically stopped in midair. This one keeps moving very slowly across the sky from right to left. These appear to be stationary, at least for the time being, and then they're going to slowly follow the first one that was moving across the sky. Again, these aren't airplanes. There was another light above the two obvious ones you see right here, And John sent me several videos of this particular patch of sky, and he described over 100 of these things during the course of maybe an hour or two in this particular part of the sky. And right here, they look like a big triangle craft in the sky, moving very slowly, if not completely stationary, again in the sky. And this is a different group. This is a different video. I've zoomed in. I haven't done anything else except zoom in just a little bit on these objects that, again, don't appear to be moving. They're not making any sound. Super mysterious indeed. Here's more. John was very taken back by this experience of whatever these things were that he saw in the nighttime sky, almost like some sort of an invasion of some weird objects in the sky above his location. I'm waiting to hear back from John on the exact location of this quite interesting encounter that he had with these objects in the nighttime sky. And here he's pointing at the objects, how this one over here just kind of appeared. These two here look stationary. I mean, if those were airplanes, they wouldn't be able to do that. Here's yet another group in the same section of sky. They look like a triangle, at least temporarily, mostly stationary. Again, the other ones just kind of disappeared. They're not Chinese lanterns, so they would be at the mercy of the wind, moving in random directions all over the sky. These are holding a steady position, as if they're under some sort of intelligent control. Southeast Tennessee, here we go, nighttime sky. Video footage sent in by Vinny Brady of what looks like some sort of a mysterious object moving through the nighttime sky. This one down here seems to be stationary. This one is moving, and it doesn't appear to be an airplane or a helicopter. It dips in behind the tree line there. He follows this mysterious object behind the tree. It comes out on the other side. Again, not an airplane, not a helicopter. More mysterious objects in the sky above Earth. And guys, I've got more video footage, tons of footage in the daytime sky. I've got more nighttime footage out of Glasgow, Scotland, that you guys are really going to enjoy. Nighttime footage of objects way up in the sky that appear to be outside the atmosphere. These do appear to be inside the atmosphere. Exactly what they are is a mystery. That's what makes them interesting. These are very mysterious. Greenville, South Carolina. These aren't things you necessarily see every day and you don't see on the 6 o'clock news. Timmy noticed this in the nighttime sky, some sort of mysterious object in August of 2024, just kind of sitting there above the roof line of his house at about 2,000 feet in the sky. Again, not an airplane or a helicopter. I mean, what are these things? Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Here we go. Video footage sent in by Craig from August of 2024. Notice the mysterious objects off in the distance blinking very, very quickly. And these, like the video we just saw, appear to be stationary in the sky. So that rules out an airplane right away. Doesn't appear to be a helicopter. They just kind of randomly appeared and then very quickly disappeared almost as quickly as they appeared. Some sort of mysterious objects that, again, didn't make any sense. When we look up in the sky and see moving objects, we kind of expect them to have wings and maybe a tail fin and be making a little bit of noise. Here's another view of a different object. This is not the same object you just saw. This is a different video by the same gentleman looking in the same location, but these objects appeared a little lower and a little farther away in the same patch of sky above Pennsylvania. This is being described as a rogue light. Bill H., July of 2024. Not only one off in the distance, but there's another one over here to the left. Seems to have maintained the same altitude, didn't move, and then just disappeared. And then he noticed this one off to the left above the tree line over here doing the same thing. That's a different object in a different location. And if that were a Chinese lantern, it would be at the mercy of the wind, drifting through the nighttime sky. Here's another one way off in the distance above the roof line of a home over there. This one appears to be kind of going upward just a little bit, but I don't think that was a Chinese lantern. In fact, I don't think any of those were Chinese lanterns. And those two, like the ones that we just saw, very interesting and very captivating. Not something you see on the 6 o'clock news. Going up to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Here we go, more mysterious lights in the nighttime sky. Alan Springer sent in this video footage from July of 2024. I zoomed in on the right, the original vertical video over on the left for perspective purposes, so you could see how high up it was, how far away it was. And again, not an airplane or a helicopter, not stuff you see on the 6 o'clock news. People are seeing things all the time in the skies of Earth. and all over the earth. I get video footage from New Zealand, Australia, Tasmania, Norway, Denmark, the United States, Canada, and everywhere else in between. Another fast, bright object by Timothy Pendleton from July of 2024. He looked up and saw this moving through the nighttime sky. I zoomed in on the right. The original vertical video is on the left. Not quite sure what that was, but it wasn't blinking. Clearly not an airplane or a helicopter. Another mysterious light. Now going to Lincoln, California. Stephanie looked up and saw that in the nighttime sky. Again, I zoomed in on the right, the original vertical video on the left for perspective purposes. You can see how big, how bright it was, and approximately how far away this object was. Maybe a mile, mile and a half, and possibly 2,000 feet in the sky. Modesto, California, Central Valley Skywatcher. Notice this light off in the distance, maybe 2,000 feet off the ground. Very bright, like the object we just saw before, and that object was not moving. It remained in the same location. Tommy E., July of 2024, was filming what looked like a big roll cloud off in the distance over here when an object appeared to move across the screen at an incredibly high rate of speed. Check this out. And it's not a bird. I've looked at this over and over again. There's no way a bird could have moved that fast. Did you see that? I'm going to zoom in and slow it down for you. In fact, he just pointed at it. Watch right here. It appears out of nowhere and darts across the screen. Here we go. Look at that. Bird couldn't move that fast. What in the world was that? Incredible catch. Arrow Creek, British Columbia. Here we go. John Paul, July of 2024, looked up and saw this in the nighttime sky. Clearly, again, not an airplane or a helicopter, and clearly not something you're going to see on the 6 o'clock news. Very high up in the sky. He zoomed in super close on this thing, and you can tell it's got a decent amount of size. It's not small, let's just put it that way. And it was moving rather quickly through the nighttime sky. I did zoom in just a little bit. I was trying to see if there were maybe any wings or tail fins or anything like that, and there weren't. This was just some sort of a large, mysterious, multicolored orb moving through the sky, left to right across the field of view. Not quite sure of the direction. They didn't tell me, but there's another one that showed up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that appears to be the same exact thing. On a different night, Craig out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, looked up and saw what appears to be the same object. It's got the same color, approximately the same shape, and it was moving at approximately the same speed. So who knows? It could have been the same object, just spotted on a completely different night in a completely different location. Here's something that was falling through the sky. Chris Gaber and Fanny Callis looked up and saw this white light just dropping out of the sky. At times it appears to have color. They followed it through the trees here, and then it reappeared on the other side, only to disappear behind more trees as it was falling at a pretty steep angle from the sky. It wasn't a meteorite. If it was the slowest meteorite ever recorded. That wasn't a meteor. Not quite sure what that was. Yet another mysterious light going to Las Vegas, Nevada. Andrew Sokol, July 2024, looked up and saw this in the sky above Las Vegas. It remained primarily stationary. It was moving, but not much. It was moving pretty much in place. I zoomed in on the right. The original vertical video is on the left. You can see how high up it was, the approximate size. It wasn't necessarily small, whatever it was, and it appears to be rotating in position. It's not moving to the right, left, up, or down. If it is, it's not moving much. And he did an excellent job recording this thing. The camera was super steady, almost as if it was on a tripod, but I don't think it was. I think he recorded this on the fly. He looked up, saw it, and grabbed his phone. Excellent video there by Andrew out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Going from Las Vegas to Tennessee. Yet another mysterious light in the nighttime sky. Sandy, July of 2024, looked out and saw that in the nighttime sky. What in the world? Clearly not an airplane or a helicopter. I'm sure that's not any type of balloon because it's after dark, and that is very big and very bright. great catch coming out of Tennessee, going from Tennessee to Monroe, North Carolina. Yet another mysterious object moving through the sky during a thunderstorm. Video footage sent in by Theodosia Nunez from July of 2024. I put this video in fast forward simply for presentation purposes, as the video was well over a minute long, and this thing was moving much slower than it appears to be in this video because, again, I have it in fast forward. But it was a very mysterious, bright white light moving horizontally across the sky during a thunderstorm. Great catch. An excellent video. They kept the camera very steady and stayed on the object even as it went behind the line of trees there, blocking their line of sight. But another great catch of a mysterious object in the nighttime sky. Pine Bush, New York. This was captured on an outdoor camera by Tom B. Big bright light moving through the sky. This is at original speed. That is clearly not an airplane. Not quite sure if that was a meteor. If it wasn't leaving behind any type of a trail, just some sort of a large, mysterious orb spotted in the sky above Pine Bush, New York. Great observations, guys. Thanks for the photos and videos. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@mrmbb333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website, look for this red banner that says, "Have a large video." It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.